There are so many stories to be told in the remarkable history of this church, stories of giving and receiving, of redemption and forgiveness, of faith, hope, and love. And those stories are at the core of our journey. Now let us hear from a few members of St. John's, representing a cross-section of generations.
Adults are not the only ones who return the gifts that God gives us. Children do too. In our accolade classes, we gave our pennies and nickels, dimes and quarters to help others in need. We bought doors and paint for Habitat for Humanity, gas for the mustard seed school vans, food for Family Promise, and goats and chickens, shoes and mosquito nets for families far away from here. And we contributed to help the school children in Rwanda. We will continue to sacrifice to others. I hope you will too.
Every time I walk into our sanctuary, I am reminded again and again that so many people at St. John's have given so much in time and resources and in prayer to restore the beauty of our worship home. We faced many obstacles to accomplish what has been done since we launched our first capital campaign, but we never allowed ourselves to believe that we couldn't reach our ultimate goal. Now we are in our third campaign, and we cannot rest. There's a debt to be paid, a shared vision to be fully realized, and a journey to be completed. St. John's is not and has never been about maintenance, but rather about participating more fully in God's mission and about returning the blessings and gifts we have received from God. In our mission, vision, and value statement, we proclaim that faithful stewardship is at the center of our lives as Christians, as a congregation, and as individuals. Once more, we have the opportunity to live into that commitment.
3 years ago, my husband George and I were getting ready to attend the Advanced Commitments dinner. He was seriously ill, but he desperately wanted to go. In the 38 years of our marriage, George always attended Lutheran churches with me, although he was raised as a Catholic. But he had never mentioned joining my church. That is, until I joined St. John's. He loved the music and the church's commitment to social justice issues. George was also a frugal person and frequently commented about the amount of money I gave to the church. I always told him that I was just giving back what had been given to us. At the dinner, when George told me that he wanted to give a sizable donation to the capital campaign, I was overwhelmed. George died 2 months later. Because of his enlightened awareness of what had been given to him and to us, he was able to have a part in restoring our beautiful sanctuary, this wonderful place where he had finally found a home.
In our mission and vision statement, we emphasize that we exist for God's purpose for the world, not for ourselves. We believe that with God, all things are possible, and that St. John's is a congregation willing to take risks to fulfill God's mission and vision for us. We have faced many obstacles in the past, and we have never allowed the fear of failure to limit our progress. Through our service and our stewardship, we have kept faith with the generations past and the generations to come.
Throughout this journey thus far, we have discovered common dreams and built bridges across our differences and honored the past by preserving the future. And we did it with the undiluted belief that God will provide. Inside this sanctuary, grace, peace, tolerance, forgiveness, generosity, reconciliation, hope, energy, creativity, the gifts of God and our gifts to each other can be found. A place where people of faith live God's love in the world.
A few weeks ago, I was getting ready for our Wednesday midday worship. An elderly woman whom I have seen around the neighborhood walked up the steps. She is severely stooped when she walks. I spoke a hello, but she shuffled right on past me as she had before and walked into one of the back pews where she folded her body and knelt to pray. Worship was about to begin in about 15 minutes, so I went about taking care of other preparations. About 2 minutes before we were to start, I was standing at the front and saw the woman shuffle out. She came, she prayed, she moved on. I didn't think much more about it. But then, at the end of the worship, I walked to the back of the nave to greet the worshipers, and I noticed something. The offering plate is normally empty until the people exit and leave their gifts. I looked, and there was a single penny. The stooped woman, who probably didn't have more than a penny to her name, left that single penny in the offering plate. It is not the size of the gift, but the size of the sacrifice. Our journey continues with faith, hope, and love. It continues not just for today, but for all the tomorrows yet to come. It continues not just for us, but for all who will follow us.